A question that I get a lot is, why are my vocals so quiet? Well, here's a couple of ways to fix that. So the signal coming straight from your microphone is naturally quiet. That's why your audio interface has a preamp, that's a pre-amplifier. It amplifies the signal before it goes into your DAW. On your audio interface, you'll see a gain knob, and the more gain you give the signal, the louder it's gonna get. However, in this stage of the signal flow, you don't want to amplify the signal too much because that could mess up the whole recording and then there's no way back. You're better off recording a little too quiet than recording a little too loud. The quality of that built-in preamp also has an effect on how your vocal is going to sound. My first interface had the worst preamp. I couldn't give it the tiniest bit of gain before it started adding a lot of noise. But these days, I think even the cheapest interfaces have pretty good preamps. If you do have a noisy preamp, what you can do is put some headphones on, turn your mic on, turn the gain knob all the way down, and then slowly bring it back up. And whenever you start hearing that hissing noise, bring it back a little until it's gone. And then that's gonna be your gain setting for recording. If you're recording with a dynamic mic, you could also think about using a cloud lifter. I've never had one, but you can plug your mic into it and then it's supposed to add some clean gain so that you don't have to increase the gain as much on your interface. And if you really don't like the way your built-in preamp sounds, you could get an external preamp and bypass the built-in one completely. The second thing that's going to make your vocal louder is the processing within your DAW, especially compression. What that essentially does is it reduces some of the dynamics of your vocal. So you're basically bringing down the loud parts of your vocal, and then when the vocal's compressed, you can tell the compressor to bring it back up as a whole, which means louder. Just like with the preamp, compression is something you could also add before the signal goes into your interface. So the mic goes into the preamp goes into the compressor, and then that goes into your interface. And then you can still add compression in your DAW. Also, just like a preamp, every compressor has its own subtle difference in the way it sounds. But even though there's a wide range of all kinds of compressors, it's very useful to know the basic principle of compressing. And now that we're here, I might as well show you. This is one of the stock compressors in Cubase, and it's perfect for showing this visually. First, I'm setting the threshold. At what point do I want the compressor to start kicking in? As I'm lowering this, you can see that it's reducing any signal that's above my threshold. Then my attack. Once the signal is hitting that threshold, how fast do I want the compressor to start working? If it's too fast, it might sound a little unnatural, but it's all depending on the situation. Then the ratio, so compression begins, but how much do I want to squish the signal? 1 to 1, nothing's gonna happen. Infinity to 1, then it works like a limiter. Super squish. And then what happens when the signal falls back to a level below my threshold? If I want the compression to stop immediately when that happens, I'm gonna go for a fast release. And then to make up for all the squishing, we're gonna add some gain. Makeup gain. That's a really quick explanation that hopefully made sense. If you wanna learn more about this, let me know. Lastly, your vocal can also sound too quiet when the rest is too loud. Maybe you downloaded a beat. Those are often mastered versions of the beat. They're extremely loud. No vocal is going to be able to compete with that. Same if you make your own music, turn your other tracks down, maybe start by mixing the vocals and then bring everything else back up gradually. Give it a try. All right, I hope that helped. If it did, please like the video.
And also subscribe.
And have fun recording those vocals.